Oh my god. Everyone has to walk on eggshells. The reality is there's gonna be people who are gonna be mad at me for my statements on this video. There will be people, there will be content creators who will be mad at me for saying that.
Yeah.
These days you have to walk on eggshells with both sides. Because guess what? The death threats I mentioned earlier, both sides send it to me. That's the reality. This is why I keep on saying, if you're a brainwashed extremist, no matter what side you're on, honestly, I don't really care much for you. And I'm not gonna be one of those people who's gonna be like, oh, I wish you all the best in life. No, I'm gonna be like, I wish you all the worst in life. I don't care about you. Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't really care if I come off as crude and whatnot. And I really don't care who likes me or who doesn't like me for my game takes. When it comes to games, the only priority for everyone is one thing and one thing only. Do I have fun? Anyway, speaking of games. Devs finally listen to gamers and de-uglify Fable character and the modern audience is sealing. Um there was like a middle ground between these two characters. You guys already know. And people already got mad at me for saying this. I didn't really have a problem with the character. I thought it was intentional that she's supposed to be ugly for the story because Fable characters are kind of ugly.
They've always been kind of goopy looking.
Yeah, like they give like the potato face of Skyrim run for its money. So I thought that was the whole joke, you know? Um I really genuinely I really hope that like this is not the actual character because it's very generic. That's my problem. Um Fable lore wise and game wise is not supposed to have a generic character. And this looks very generic, you know?
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Heading back to
Nobody
work,
breaks the
don't
law
get
on my
lost in the
watch.
sauce.
Heading back to work, don't get
Thank
too
you for the
lost in the
support and good
sauce,
level
LOL.
work, clown.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my father. Thank you so much for the support, clown, and good luck with work. It was intentional. NPCs made comments about how ugly she was. Thank you, Jason. So it's like, yeah, it's like,
People are weird, man.
yeah.
That's all I can say.
And it was people who haven't played Fable saying that, you know? Like
Yeah.
the biggest campaign is by people who don't play the games. That's why they have so much free time to make these videos. I know Rev plays games, even though he like I don't does he still play games? I remember he played games.
I don't know.
Just nobody wanted to play that character. Also, I believe they and now have a full on character creator. Yeah, they talked about the character creator for some time now. We talked about it briefly too, and I even pointed out that the guy has a more feminine walk than the female character, which made me wonder if you can pick how your character walks. Like in Sims, you can pick.
Right.
So it made me wonder if you can pick.
Here. So it appears we have some very interesting developments going on in the gaming scene. It appears that Xbox wants to start making money again, and they're making some big changes to Fable. Now, for 3 years, we have seen this image used as the poster child for Fable, which is a reboot of the classic RPG. This image has been memed into oblivion, and the modern audience has been trying to gaslight you into believing this is stunning and brave, and if you don't like the design, you're a chud, you're toxic, you're...
You see, I don't think it's stunning and brave. I thought it's intentionally ugly for the story. I thought that was the comedy, that she's so ugly. Because that's how the first trailer came off too. Like she turns around and she has that busted face, you know? I thought that was the whole joke.
sexist, whatever. But after those 3 years, just a few days ago, we might have a major update on the design featured right here, which I think we can all agree is a massive upgrade. Not only is it more feminine, it's just overall more appealing.
Nah.
Now, do I think Fable is saved? I don't think so, but I do think this is a victory.
She looks like I play a lot of RPG games these days, and I started playing a lot of MMORPGs and RPGs again that are based in Asia. She looks like a very generic character. When you play like Korean RPGs and MMORPGs, Chinese ones or like Asian, like Japanese ones, she has a very generic look now. Like I
Right.
wouldn't be able to pick her out of a lineup. So I don't know.
Victory, and something that could lead to more promising developments, not only with this game, but with the gaming industry as a whole. Now, seeing a situation where developers potentially listen to feedback and what gamers actually want, the modern audience and the activists are crashing.
Don't care about the models. I just care that Fable art style is lost in for realism. Oh yeah, I went on a whole tyrant about that. Like the gameplay, the world itself doesn't look like Fable. Fable should never have been realistic looking. It's supposed to be goofy. It's supposed to be like whether people want to believe it or not, go play the Fable games. Fable is not supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be klutzy and goofy. It's not supposed to be like who's the hottest one, right? It's not supposed to be like who's like how realistic can we make the skin look? I
Yeah.
I just want to go back to being an ugly motherfucker eating baby chickens and being a salad dodger. That's all I want. Being I want to go back to being an ugly, obese some bitch who keeps on trying to propose to everyone in the city with fake rings. Wow. By the way, that was my actual playthrough on stream. Proposing to both men and women and then getting them shit faced on the street in the middle of the day in front of the police.
We like to be a little chaotic here.
I want to go back to that.
Out, not only trying to gaslight you into believing the original design was better, but also saying that this is the product of toxic masculinity and that they hate this new change, and yada yada yada. But a little recap of Fable's journey here. Back 3 years ago, we got the official trailer, and as you can see, it was not well received, getting 22,000 likes versus 42,000 dislikes, which unfortunately is kind of the expectation these days with disappointing slop AAA titles. But of course, the journalists were doing everything in their power to defend the design of this character, which was front and center. I mean, this is their thumbnail. This was what they chose to proudly showcase this game, but the journalists were basically blaming all the toxic gamers for spamming the video with dislikes. It's funny how it's always brigading and harassment campaigns when there's something negative being received on these trailers, but it's never viewed.
I have no problem with gamers making themselves heard. My problem is when people start doing the moral grandstanding without playing games. That's when I think it crosses the line.
In the
The vir-
opposite way.
Mm?
the virtue signaling is getting out of hand.
Yeah. That's the part that annoys me.
Yeah, from both sides. It's kind of getting a little rough to listen.
Yeah.
When there's overwhelming support, but anyways, Reddit was doing its best. Like, not even Reddit could admit that this design was good. They had to basically coast off the fact it's supposed to be ugly, which is just insane levels of cope. But overall, I mean,
Well, in that case, I'm coping according to Rev. Like, what can I say? It's like, hold on, let me pull up a trailer of like old Fable, like actual Fable, because I genuinely, I'm gonna repeat myself again. Yes, I will 100% support the fact that she was supposed to be ugly, and that was the whole humor that she's so ugly. How can she be a hero?
Right.
100% will stand on that because that would actually go in line with Fable humor, actual Fable humor, not some copy paste character. But like, how can she be a hero? She's that ugly. And the people who are celebrating the generic model, I don't think they played Fable. Maybe they did, and they just weren't planning to play the new one anyways. To be fair, they did scan others who are 1-to-1 in this new one, which is strange. I want to focus on the fact that the writing is not being discussed. The world being too realistic is not being discussed. the fact that it's not in Fable is not being discussed, but what's being discussed is the character, like how the character looks.
Yeah, that's weird, man. Like, is it good or is it not? Like, I don't care what they look like. If the game's good, the game's good. It can look like 8-bit, and if the story and the gameplay is good, then it's good. I don't know, man. People kind of losing the sauce here.
What are the chances that it was the Xbox CEO that forced the change? You mean the AI?
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
No. I could believe that, but not from modern day game developers. They don't have it in them anymore for Monty Python type humor. You see, this statement I believe a lot more. That the
Yeah.
modern day game developers and game writers don't have the humor of Monty Python anymore. By the way, it's a good catch. Like making the quote unquote hero so ugly that no one believes that it's the hero is a Monty Python humor. Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I would agree that the original game visual animation made them very interesting. Yeah.
These are the replies on the trailer. The top one saying, surely. There's character customization, which we'll talk about in just a second. And also you can see coming in 2025, well, that didn't...
Yeah, if there's character customization, they better have it that if I make my characters as ugly as possible, that I'm gonna have that reaction like, ooh, you? You know?
Ew.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
reaction.
I would love that.
I disagree if the main character looks like that. I was not going to play. How to be immersed like that if we live in a world where people pay money for cosmetics in single player games. For people who might be new to our community, Jason is a big old troll. He is sitting and giggling right now, typing all of this.
Yeah. He's actually doing that unironically.
He's a
He's like
huge troll.
he's like rubbing his hands again. Yo, let me make people mad today. Hold up. Let me cook.
Yo, no, Jason has been rage baiting people hard. Most convincing heroes can be good looking if they're taking hits all the time from the enemy. Yeah, but it's not supposed to be realistic, right? Fable is not supposed to be realistic. Fable is supposed to be weird. You know? It's weird.
Exactly.
It's weird funny.
Like, what happened?
If I have to look at my character for a significant amount of time, then they will be beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
age well. And no, it did not. In fact, it was delayed initially to 2026, where the team was saying in order to make the best game possible, we're going to take a little more time. Well, they took a little more time and released another trailer, this time with a release date. And as you can see, the character designs did not improve, and also the dislike ratio is still pretty bad, with 12,000 likes versus 4,800 dislikes, which also shows some apathy. This trailer has nowhere near the traction of the original one, but you can see a new release.
Like, I'm more worried like the humor is gonna be removed from Fable. Like, if I don't accidentally fart on someone after killing them, what's the point? You know?
That's wild. Yeah.
Date. Yes, it got delayed for a second time, this time being delayed into 2027, where, of course, the developers say so they can have the dedicated moment this game deserves. AKA, they want to work around the release of GTA 6. Let's be honest with ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what they're doing, and so many other games will be moving around the release date to avoid GTA 6.
I don't think Fable is gonna have big numbers on release. Like, I genuinely don't. All these delays, all this wishy-washy, all this realism, yeah, it's not gonna generate enough sales to keep afloat. That simple as that. Like, just one delay itself is millions on millions. They had 2 delays. There's just after they release Fable, expect an announcement of bankruptcy.
But of course, we got the update. That is the focus of this video, with some previews with
With the delays they had, they would have to basically have the most insane selling numbers in years.
Gamescom coming up, and people are quick to notice some potential changes. showing this same character that's been promoted one way for 3 years suddenly changed. And again, this stuff is always subjective, but I think most gamers would agree this was an upgrade. And honestly, it reminds me of the Sonic situation, where
Yeah, no, I mean, Sonic was not supposed to look like an anorexic chihuahua, you know? Okay, Sonic was literally just an anorexic chihuahua going like, "Ah!"
It was struggling.
It was
It was definitely struggling.
freaking Ozempic hedgehog.
the initial previews of the movie had this design on the left, and people absolutely hated it. And in a rare moment of reflection in the entertainment industry, the director said, you know what? I hear you guys. Let's make some changes. And they delayed the movie so they could make a better, more appealing model. And guess what? The results were earned. Okay, a long series of very successful movies, and I believe this is what kickstarted all of it. Now, of course, we have to address one of the points here that people are trying to snarkily raise in response to people pointing out the difference, saying you make your own character in the game, you stupid F. This tweet getting almost 8,000 likes. Now, of course, this doesn't really make it any better. What this tells me is that for 3 years, despite apparently having the ability to make whatever they want, they chose this as their promotional piece. Okay, that shows a massive disconnect between what the developers thought gamers want versus what gamers actually want. So I don't really think...
Okay, what do gamers actually want? Good game, good writing, good combat, good optimization.
Yep.
And for some reason, none of it is being discussed. It's you're kind of not discussing like 90% of what makes a good game. I think that's what's frustrating me lately about game discussions. Like, you can have a golden turd, right?
Mm-hmm.
But underneath the golden layer, there's still a turd. Like, it can look nice, but it doesn't change the fact that someone shit it out and you just spray painted it with gold. And that's how a lot of AAA Western games are shifting their approach these days.
Yeah, they are.
They'll make it good looking. Oh, actually, not even the Western. I mean, look at Mecha Break, right? Looks good. Gameplay is lacking. So it's like a lot of just gaming companies that are starting to do this approach. Golden layer turd. It looks nice. It's gonna pull you in, but it's not gonna manage to keep you in because it's a turd underneath. Character creator was not in there for 3 years. That was added recently. Golden turd. Even the Mythbusters proved that no matter how much you polish a turd, it's just a turd. By the shade for Make a Break. I played Make a Break. I'm telling you, it looks shiny, but on the inside, there's not a lot to do. Like, the gameplay itself is lacking.
Not the best.
Yeah.
It just looks
The
okay.
optimization is The writing is not there. The combat is repetitive, like the game cycle. So, unfortunately, you cannot really tell until you either buy it or see someone play it on YouTube. IGN and other game journalists lie all the time and give awful games a 10 out of 10. I agree. This is why me and Zen try to do that as often as we possibly can. Like, on launch day, we stream the new games, even the shitty ones.
Yeah.
I feel the same about the Wolverine. Give me gameplay and story details, but from someone who's not sponsored. Exactly, yeah. Do I want an aesthetically pleasing character? Yes, but I still want the game to be fun. Exactly. Make a Break had a lot of traction when it's on beta, but they didn't add any more story to its since launch. They added a lot of skins, right? So, like, they added a more paint coat to the gold of the turd. And Make a Break, it went viral with its advertising because you gotta remember, Make a Break catapulted up in the midst of all the whole Concordian uglification, right?
Mhm.
That's when it catapulted up. When there was discourse about Stellar Blade, how they're being pushed down and all that stuff. That's why Make a Break made such huge waves. But you forget that this will be on Game Pass.
Okay.
This is the own they think it is. But of course, you can see how these normal people respond when people say that they want to have attractive characters, and they reply by saying, if the selling point of a game for you is so you can play a hot woman, you might just be transgender or something, bro.
What?
What?
These people are not well. I mean, they're
You see, like, what I mean by extremes? A lot of guys like playing as a hot woman. Their logic is, since I have to look at her, I want her to
Stop
be
right
hot,
there,
you
criminal
know?
scum. Nobody breaks the law
Very
on my
weird.
watch.
I mean, to each their own. I'm not
Display
gonna judge
disabled
that.
member code violet.
Well, I'm not judging that. It's just like,
It just like what this person is saying, that you're just closeted, it's an extreme. Like, this is an
yeah, they
extreme
had me in the
approach.
first half, and then they lost me in the second half. I was like, yeah, I guess, but then bam, they say something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen kinds of characters at play. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with guys wanting to play a hot female character, right? There's a reason why Stellar Blade was such a huge success. Like, there's a whole audience there who like playing as a hot woman, not because they want to be that hot woman, just because they want to see the hot woman jiggle as they play as her, you know? One is closeted, the other one is just a gooner, which is fine. You can be a gooner.
Doing away, weirdo. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's like it's like the same as saying that gooners are just closeted. That's what they're gooning, you know? It's such an extreme, very stupid take to do.
so obsessed with identity politics that they literally can't fathom why someone would want to play an appealing female character in a video game. And of course, this is the main post that would go viral, saying Fable has shared a new gameplay teaser clip ahead of Gamescom. Apparently, they have changed the face of the female character from the first trailers, making her more appealing. Looks like Asha has listened to the complaints of fans. Now, some people pointing out,
What if oh my god, do you think there's a possibility that they're doing a whole psyop with Asha being like, look at me, I'm one of the guys? Because they already did the whole thing with her Xbox account where they just literally made a brand new Xbox account, and now they have employees sitting and playing games so she can rack up all the hours played and all the Xbox achievements. And now she's been like, look at me, I'm in charge. I'm gonna make her look hot because I'm one of the boys. Do you think it's a psyop to make her so people think she's not an AI?
Honey, why she's done interviews? No?
You think it's hard to insert a woman there through AI?
Nah, she's rage baiting.
Think about it.
saying now they just need to every other messed up NPC they made in this game to be fixed as well, but this is a fresh new face. Glad they changed it. Yeah, there's a lot more going on with this game. There's a lot of other woke elements. This is not solving all the game's problems, okay? But it is a victory, and it is a battle won. The war continues, but this is definitely a very promising moment. And then you can see people in the quote saying, bully game devs. I mean, look, being
What?
aggressive with your complaints clearly
That's weird.
works. It might be very hard. It might take a lot of noise, but it does work, okay? We've seen it happen on the opposite side a lot.
Yeah, I don't want people having that as their takeaway. Bully people until you get your way. What? Hold on. This is gonna be my criticism to Rev right now. So get your panties in a bunch. Get your pitchforks. I'm ready. When we had the whole Sweet Baby Inc., right?
Right.
All of these content creators, including us, including Rev, clocked in and made a big stink over Sweet Baby Inc. saying bully developers until you get your way, right? That
Mhm.
was literally the whole drama that made it all explode and put Sweet Baby Inc. on a radar.
Exactly.
Why are we doing the same thing then? Glorifying bullying developers until we get our way. You can make yourself heard without quote unquote bullying them. So yeah, this is gonna be my criticism to this discourse. Um Sweet Baby is pretty much getting paid to bully developers, so are content creators. That's the reality. So are people on Twitter.
So why are we doing the same thing as them? or like they're doing the same thing as DEI people.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think gamers should 100%, 1000% make themselves heard. I think gamers should stand up for themselves. I think gamers should speak up about it. But do we have to do the same shit Sweet Baby Inc did? Are we any better if we do the same shit? No, we would be disgusting hypocrites if we do that. And this is what I mean. Like, this is where the rational thinking actually plays a role, and people are gonna tell on themselves if they have any ounce of rational thinking. You can make yourself heard without bullying someone. And if people say that, oh, but like, how else am I gonna get them heard? You are officially saying you have no rational thinking. I already know people are gonna get butthurt over me saying all this. Kind of depends if Rev actually meant it. No, right now I'm not even talking about Rev. I'm talking about people in general saying stuff like bully the devs. No, a different opinion from mine is leaving. I'm gonna watch Zen instead. Okay.
That's crazy,
Make
bro. I'm right here. Shut up.
make my voice heard by not giving them money after speaking my mind. What do you want people to do? Not being hypocritical, asking a lot there, Bucko. What you say as speak up and not bully how Sweet Baby did is more like what he means. My guy now. That's
No,
what I
what Rev
said.
says.
We haven't watched this part yet.
No, we haven't.
It's tricky because give criticism, yes, but some devs are so soft they take it as an insult to the work. Okay, if people take criticism, like actual productive criticism, as an insult, they're a lost cause. If you cannot survive with criticism and that causes your meltdown, that's not bullying, that's criticizing. Those are two different things. Hypocrisy is way of life, Lifu. It's a way of life. It's not a good one, but it's a way of life, girl. Okay, dumbbell. Bungie is notorious for always saying, we hear you and your feedback is important. That's how we get the train wreck release of Destiny. Oh, no. That's game developers in general. Like, not game developers, but their PR teams. That's them in general saying that.
Mm-hmm.
The developers should let the game speak for themselves. I mean, I don't think anyone here is under the delusion that like Fable is gonna be a massive financial flop. 2 delays that are over a year long. It's gonna be a big financial flop.
Where these developers listen to
Wait, let me rewind this part.
game devs. I mean, look, being aggressive with your complaints clearly works. It might be very hard. It might take a lot of noise, but it does work. Okay?
Did I misunderstand? I don't think so. I'll even rewind it more.
But this is definitely a very promising moment. And then you can see people in the quote saying, bully game devs. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
people in the quote.
being aggressive with your complaints clearly works. It might be very hard. It might take a lot of noise, but it does work. Okay? We've seen it happen on the opposite side a lot, where these developers listen to woke outrage. So how about anti-woke outrage going the other way and producing results? Endymion
Okay.
Sorry. There's no other way of putting it. He read the bully game developers and then he said do the same thing the opposite did. There's no misrepresenting it. I'm taking it at face value of the exact words he said. Just because I follow Rev and just because I watch him doesn't mean I'm not allowed to criticize it, you know? Okay, Legend Drops had a short of the Witcher Twitter post about Witcher 4 and CDPR Red deleted the post. Oh damn. It's like asking Zen and Lifu to put me in the furnace and chin me up. Wait, what?
Hey, yo.
What is that freaky fantasy, Tyron?
here saying, it's good to see companies start to realize nobody wants to see this modernity nonsense slop anymore. Fable will be better off going in this direction. Here's Mark Tyminski, the CEO of Lords of the Fallen, saying, seems like a much better direction. And of course,
And by the way, quote tweeting and being vocal is not the same as bullying.
Yeah.
this guy has been front and center on this whole debate about giving gamers what they actually want by posting polls on social media and asking simple questions like, do you want more appealing designs? And of course, the overwhelming response is yes. And they are reflecting that in Lords of the Fallen 2, and that's working out really well for them among gamers, not so well among games journalists who are seething about this fact. But anyways, here's another quote saying, how funny would this be if the game did a complete 180 and actually turned out to be good? That'd be great.
Here's the problem with that. We already know it's not gonna be that good because they already showed that they're completely straying from Fable with how it even looks and plays.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are we talking about? Because keep in mind, a lot of people who played Fable, they were in that phase with the character reveal, right? They were phased more when more information was provided of the gameplay.
Right.
That's when a lot of Fable fans went, but why?
You know, like, nobody wants all these games to just fail. We want good games, right? We want more appealing character designs that are more likely to be a part of something that is overall successful. So if this game can turn things around, and this is the first noticeable step, awesome. That'd be great news. Here's another quote saying, pretty sure this means the vast majority of gamers who've been upset about this in every single game are completely and utterly correct, and everyone knows it. Hope this helps. Gamers were winning. Keep it up. Don't stop. Keep the pressure on. Now, of course, not everyone is happy about this. The modern audience is up in arms saying, this comment section just... This guy really should have, like, calmed down a bit.
Isn't that written by AI?
Wait a minute.
The only reason I recognize is this. You see that long dash?
Right.
That's usually what an AI prompt gives you instead of the short dash. But people, when they type, right, on the keyboard, they type, they usually use the short dash or the spaces. The M dash.
Yeah.
That's how you usually recognize when it's AI, unless you're like an ultra professional publisher and writer.
On. Now, of course, not everyone is happy about this. The modern audience is up in arms saying,
so fake outrage with AI? No. That person was on the side of the changes, not against the changes.
this comment section just... This guy really should have, like, calmed down a bit and then tried to write this response once their cortisol is no longer spiking because there's so many spelling and grammatical errors. But I will help them out by saying what they wanted to say properly. This comment section just proves the narrative that toxic masculinity rules female character creation. Why does every character have to look like a runway model? Natural looking women don't look like that, and it's BS that these idiots...
Hold up. Natural looking women don't look like that. I hate to break it to you, but a lot of women in my family look like that. I hate to break it to you. No wonder people thought I'm AI when they saw my face. So, you see, that this is where it implies critical thinking. I can say that this character looks generic, but when people say that natural looking women don't look like this, and this is like some freaking conspiracy psyop, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow towards that, saying like, how busted are you that you think women cannot look like this naturally? This is what we call critical thinking. You don't have to blindly agree with all the points.
idiots are the ones forcing these decisions. Wow. Women out there, all 10% of you in my audience, according to the analytics.
You got 10%? We got 4. No, we got 2. Bruh. Rev getting older ladies, huh?
Are you accepting what this person's saying, that it is impossible for a woman to naturally look like this? This is an unachievable level of beauty. I mean, this guy's world is pretty disappointing if that's the reality they're living in. But you can see they're blaming toxic masculinity. They're throwing in buzzwords and also saying it's these idiots, it's these chuds that are controlling these decisions. Have you seen the gaming industry the last decade or so?
I just want to get game. Just give me a game where I can do some dumb shit. And I'll be happy.
Do you think it's the gamers who have been controlling things and not these activists who need to be completely and utterly crushed to avoid situations like this in the first place. But here's another comment saying, I'm not expecting the people obsessing over this to suddenly realize how dysfunctional it is to not be able to enjoy the enormous breadth of experience that all of life has to offer,
What?
and are only able to enjoy games that can only give them a half chub, but it's still funny.
Hold up. I don't want to play a game when I'm half chubbed. I want to play a game when I'm rock hard to a point where my table just goes from the top.
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say.
When I fire up my PC and I switch on my game, I better hear this sound and I sit down on the chair. If it doesn't make me rock hard, I'm not playing it. Oh, my blood from my head needs to be in my schmeenes. So I don't have to think.
I hate it.
I mean, I pretty much play like I'm always rock hard because the way I play it is fucking stupid. So yeah, I play it like I'm rock hard.
Oh, let me do this. Let me just pin of Shane right here.
What did he say? Want to play a game with one hand? Okay. Yeah, that's why you play Mogo. That's why you play mobile games.
Why not mix ugly and gorgeous people? That way it pisses off both ends. Yo, actually, just be chaotic. Chaotic neutral.
I love that. I love that a lot. Just make hot and ugly characters in the same game. I love that.
No in between.
Head empty, blood in the sausage. Ladies and gentlemen, Lifu the fox. And this is why you guys watch us. Well, I made it
Thank you for the
almost 2
22
years
months,
before
Jason.
Lifu got canceled. Thank you so much for the 22 months, Chase.
Masuda's like, oh, who am I kidding? When I'm playing in FU Boys, half the things I say are just unhinged. Goddamn right.
No,
we love you for it.
no. Misuda is pretty calm, to be honest.
Yeah, compared to you. Jesus.
What? I would never say anything bad. What?
Yo, you wanna rewind it like 2 minutes ago?
That
Honey, we've been on this we've been on this video for like the past hour.
That's a lie. It's a psyop.
How you want me to edit an hour video?
That's a psyop.
I think this is a bit of projection. Again,
Yeah, exactly.
people want appealing designs because it makes the game more enjoyable. It makes it more aesthetically pleasing. Like, I don't understand how they believe that everyone has to, like, get off while playing a video game in order to enjoy it. No, people want to see appealing character designs. What happened with Sonic? Okay? When they did those improvements, was that under this sort of logic? I'd hope not. But the thing is, they did that, and it worked for them. And it'll work for all of these studios if they want to give it a chance. If they want to give more appealing designs instead of this modern audience slop, it will work out in their favor if they depart from what's been the status quo. And you can see even journalists like Paul Tassi have to
Oh my
admit to what's
God.
going on here, saying,
Not freaking
yes, I
Paul
know this is
Tassi.
currently a big anti-woke talking point, but I genuinely do wonder if Fable is changing its featured female leads look in the final stretch ahead of launch here. The other one was essentially the face of the game for several years until this summer. Notable. Yet, see how they have to, like, walk on eggshells. Like, we get it, Paul. You like the new one better. Just say it.
Dude, everyone has to walk on eggshells. The reality is, there's gonna be people who are gonna be mad at me for my statements on this video. There will be people. There will be content creators who will be mad at me for saying that.
Yeah.
These days, you have to walk on eggshells with both sides. Because guess what? The death threats I mentioned earlier, both sides send it to me. That's the reality. This is why I keep on saying, if you're a brainwashed extremist, no matter what side you're on, honestly, I don't really care much for you. And I'm not going to be one of those people who's going to be like, oh, I wish you all the best in life. No, I'm going to be like, I wish you all the worst in life. I don't care about you.
He can't say it because he is captured by the sort of audience that these journalists have attracted over the years, who can't even make very plain observations without facing hostility from your own sycophants. But let's continue on here. You can see Paul even acknowledging when facing a reply saying the character in Fable is fully customizable, so there are no issues for anyone. And he says, I know, but they chose just a small handful to feature, and the first one was the main one for a long time. Yes, what was the problem with that one being the main one for a while? Paul, you know why. It's because it wasn't appealing. It didn't look good. But they can't say that again, but you can see the modern audience crashing out here saying, gamers, she needs to be more attractive. Meanwhile, they literally look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame in real life.
Hey, yo. Why are we dragging the Hunchback of Notre Dame into this? It's one of my favorite literatures. I really see myself in him.
Guys, you don't disrespect the Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Dude,
okay?
me and Zen, well, not me and Zen, but like I have this bit where that I do whenever I sit too long on my leg and my leg falls asleep. I literally do the eager walk and go after Zen like, yes, master. So yes, that is me. Yes, I 100% agree. That is me. But it's an
Yo,
inside joke between me and Zen. It's off-stream inside joke we do. I did
Mustache
it so often at this point, sorry.
Mustache says, how'd they get a picture of me? Yes, master, yes. Roland just said some crazy statement. Quasimodo deserves a tan skin baddie too. No.
No, I agree. By the way, he did get a tan skin baddie. Did you not see Esmeralda too? I mean Quasimodo too. I mean Hunchback of Notre Dame too. God damn it. Have you not seen he got a tan baddie?
Life. Ah, yes. This sort of logic of just saying everyone who is a gamer and wants good games and appealing designs is a ugly loser. That's worked out really well. It's generated a lot of goodwill, and also when I see this sort of reaction, nothing but insecurity on this individual's behalf. But here's another quote saying, "Why this even needs to be a talking point for anyone is beyond me." You're right. The fact that this is a talking point is beyond me as well. The fact that we're at this point is ridiculous.
No. What's ridiculous is why we're at a point where we're talking about that, hey, how about we prioritize the game development, the writing, the combat system, the optimization, rather than concentrating on all these random virtual signaling social media shit. How about we concentrate on the actual freaking performance of a game and how it's written and how it's developed? Oh my god. That is the ridiculous part. Okay, maybe they'll get there in like 5 years. I don't know. Anyway. Sorry. He was long dead when the Little Mermaid came out. Bro, like, use a Ouija board then. Sorry. What? Get away, shoe. Could have used a Ouija board and told us this shit is ass. What?
Ridiculous that we have to tell these studios so loudly that they should make appealing character designs is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we're at this point where it takes 3 years of criticism for a small change that could save their game to actually take place. That is beyond me as well. But anyways, guys, that is the big update with Fable here, a much bigger conversation that is also stemming from it. But anyways, that's going to do for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams every week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video.
That was a great video. It just I think people are a little bit getting lost in the sauce. I might come off with like crude when I talk about specific things. That's because I really like games. It's really important for me how they're developed, how they're written, and how they even made. It's just a little frustrating me whenever I see we're straying away from actually discussing game development and how the game should be fun and stuff like that, and rather go for like specific points that make it look good and make me look good because I'm one of the boys. I'm one of the guys. Um, yeah, I don't know. I personally I personally don't really care if I come off as crude and whatnot. And I really don't care who likes me or who doesn't like me for my game takes. When it comes to games, the only priority for everyone is one thing and one thing only. Do I have fun? And I'm sorry, when the writing is ass, when the combat is ass and nonsensical, that you have to remap your whole keyboard, when you switch on the game and it blue screens your PC, I think that goes into I'm not having fun. You know?
Yep.
That's why my only priority always and forever will be, does this spark joy? Then it's gonna hate editing this. Good luck, honey.
Both videos.
Good luck, honey.